Well, first of all, we'd like to thank you all for coming. And the fundraising, I'd like to especially thank all of the adults that were on our trip, because truly, you entrusted us with your children, and we absolutely love you guys. You are our family. I mean, we will never, anything you ever need from any of us, I mean, it's no joke. We're there for you. I mean, absolutely, from me to every adult sitting behind you. You guys are phenomenal. And to see the change in every single one of these children that you entrusted with us. I mean, we took your children across the world. I mean, who lets people do that when you barely know them? But you did, and we are so grateful and thankful. And we had this tacked on the top, but Medjugorje Youth Festival 2019, 60,000 people from 97 countries, 700 priests, 14 archbishops and bishops, 1 cardinal from Sarajevo, 1 vicar general from the Diocese of Rome, 18 St. Anthony of Padua parishioners. So everything you heard here tonight and everything you witnessed was everything that our daughter wanted. Every time that I said, and I always carry my rosary that Denise gave me from Jerusalem, I said the rosary with her every night. Todd and I would go, and she'd say, "Mommy, I'm ready to say my rosary." She'd text me or she'd call me. She prayed and prayed for the youth. She prayed for her family. She prayed for people she didn't know. She especially prayed for people in purgatory. She prayed for people in our family that were non-believers. She especially prayed for non-believers in general. She prayed for her goddaughter, who now she can say, "I get it." So I'm just saying thank you from the bottom of my heart. Denise pretty much wrapped everything I would ever say and want you to know. But Megan's one thing was, especially about the Virgin Mary, she's your mother. Why would you not pray to her? Thank you. He's the crier.
Don't tell anybody. Most of y'all know me. I think the biggest thing I got from Medjugorje is when Megan went there for the first time. She was changed big time. So the first time I went there, I decided to back out of that trip because I wanted Angie and Megan to have a personal time there. And I don't regret it. So when I got to Medjugorje this time, I had a special bond with Mariana, just like my daughter did. Actually, I talked about her more when I went the first time, so I kind of got Megan started, and I was trying to explain to her about this woman. And so of course, most of y'all know me, I like to cook. And so when I went the first time, I walked straight into the kitchen the first morning. And I said, "Who's the boss here?" And they were like astounded because no men go in the kitchen over there. So they said, "Who is this guy?" So little did I know Mariana was sitting right behind the door, and she stepped up and said, "I'm the boss." And I recognized her right off, and I just gave her a big hug. So we started off on a good foot. And I always asked her about the food, and she brought me special things to try sometimes, and I shared it with everybody. And you know, so this time I was so excited to see her again. So of course, we got there that late that night, so the next morning I'm back in the kitchen again for breakfast. And as soon as she walked out, she recognized me right off the bat, and she gave me a big hug, and she said, "Don't worry, Megan is with us." That's what she said. So I said, "There's no doubt in my mind," but I wanted to thank her. So I gave her, this is one of the best parts of my trip, believe it or not. Most of y'all know I make rosaries. I've got them all over the world. Most of the people ask me what they owe me. I said, donate, or I don't care. I just want to pass them around. I love doing it. So I gave Mariana a rosary. And I said, you know, this woman's probably got 10,000 rosaries. We're in Medjugorje, that's probably got, you walk down the street, they call across the lake Rosaryville now. It's in Medjugorje. It's just rosaries lined up all the way down the road. So I gave her this rosary. I had brought a couple of them. I made crosses for all the kids. It was a big deal for me. They all wore them. Some of them forgot them. I won't mention any names. But I was smart enough to bring an extra bag of them, so I had a few extra. So I gave her this rosary. And of course she thanked me, and we hugged, and you know, we talked a little bit. Well, everybody went to bed, so the next morning we up early again. And in Mariana's lobby, there's a big statue of the Blessed Mother, but it's a big one. And she's standing there like this with her hand out. When I walked through the door, I noticed that my rosary is in her hand. And I had a double take on it, you know? And I said, I notice stuff like that all the time. And I said, my God, she put my rosary in the Blessed Mother's hand. And she already had one around her neck. So when I saw her that day, I said, mm-hmm. She said, oh, it happened fast, didn't it? And it shocked me. That's one of the best things. But the biggest thing I had is that watching these kids change like my daughter did. This one right here with the blue hair, watch her change. And it's almost like she was, you know, everybody says when you lose one, you gain one. Well, I lost Megan, but I gained another one, this one right here. They are so much alike, it's unbelievable.
I thought you was about to make fun of me.
She had, the only reason you got away with that blue hair is because somebody else has a blue robe, so. Her nanny would do the same thing. She could pull off any color hair. She could put on anything and it would work. What? What?
It's getting late.
Oh. All right, I can wrap it up, but the biggest thing that I loved about this trip is getting to know all these kids and watching them change. This one back here, Sarah, when I first met Sarah, I don't think she even said a word to me. And by the time we ended up at the trip, we were like, she was like adopted, you know, and all of them were. So they did a great job, guys, and y'all got some good kids here, and I'd be proud to take them anywhere with me. And I'd like to thank my daughter Rebecca, because she had a big influence on your sister. I'm done. Thank y'all. I'd like to thank everybody for donating too. That was really special. Thank y'all.